Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. The most important question of our black lives, okay, of our huge existence of survival, is how we find freedom, how we find respect, and space to persuade our own values, and how we find equal rights among this progressive society. Income inequality has forced many of our people to poverty. The white supremacists are not here to help the black, indigenous, people of color, and Asians. Instead, the evil white supremacists are keen to make it a suffer, as well as divide our communities. The white supremacists don't care if you're suffering, if you cannot pay your rent, or if you cannot buy food. The evil white supremacists want to ruin with our lives. These white supremacists want us dead, not alive. What is the morality behind it? So much hatred, division, and suffering. There is no morality behind it. Taking our civil and human rights away from us. We deserve equal rights. What is the true nature of the white supremacist human psychology? Exploit, lie, deceive, manipulate, inflict pain and suffering, enslave, torture, lie, deceive, rape, extort. How can you as a white person prove to us that your unconscious bias thoughts don't encode such a racist ideology? Job centers in Berlin are using illegal manipulative barriers to trick people out of the benefits, to cut down costs. Innocent people are freezing to death. The job centers are directly responsible for the homeless crisis which we are experiencing in Berlin. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic crisis, this is sparking a number of vulnerable individuals who are not getting the support from the government which they deserve. The job centers target to cut down costs at the cost of the vulnerable people in society, the humanitarian crisis. The job centers employees are tricking us by applying excessive bureaucracy, confusion, excessive delay, loss of documents, changing supervisor, not replying to important emails or letter messages, using no applied laws during COVID-19, xenophobic attacks, flouting, racism, and discrimination. The system has been intentionally not set to help Black individuals to find sustainable employment. It's the job centers to prepare and help us to find work. If the job centers focus to creating barriers to trick our people into not looking for work, then that's the final evidence for which the system in place has failed. You see, all these bodies on the streets, they are all the innocent human beings who have been neglected by the job center, neglected by the German civil code, which was supposed to protect those vulnerable people from unacceptable and cruel deaths. The government and the job centers have blood on their hands. Shame on them. They have positions of power to help the people, but they choose to commit genocide against our communities. We, the Bipoca community, have the lowest paid jobs. We have the least social opportunities. We are turned down at jobs. We see our civil and human rights being broken, and we are trapped in a vicious circle of death, living in fear if we will ever be able to return home alive. The police lie to us, even when we are victims of violence, even when we are raped, even when they steal our money, when we have nowhere to go, no one to rely on, even when we are suffering and crying for support. The police are not there to help or protect us. Instead, the police are there to protect and help the white supremacists. That's the white supremacist mafia. It's a corrupted system. They have no compassion or duty of care for the Black people, indigenous, people of color, or Asians. The white supremacist is full of unconscious bias. That destructive racist mental process affects the prosperity of the Bipoca community. Unconscious bias impacts the job market for our communities. There's a lack of diversity in the labor market. Racial and ethnic groups traditionally are underrepresented in all sectors of the labor market. It's important for you as a white individual to recognize that you have unconscious bias towards our Bipoca communities. You're racist. You are the problem. We can no longer trust you. There is no hope, no future, and no solution for our social and economical struggles. The media are talking about the perfect social solution to put in place to protect the population. But the reality is that a lot of laws have been broken by the police, by the job center, and by the government. The government wants to silence us. They want to take our rights away. The government wants to inflict as much of psychological pain as they can in order to force us into a mental breakdown. It's a systematic strategy to get rid of us. We, from the Bipoca communities, we must unite ourselves. We need to get closer. We need to find who we really are as a community. We need to stand our ground and fight for social justice. It's our destiny to leave the world and become closer communities. Only by becoming closer to each other is when we will truly empower our community. Black, indigenous, people of color, and Asians, don't follow the herd. Break the vicious cycle and free yourself from all the white supremacy manipulation. We have values. We know the truth. Don't let the Nazis deceive you. The evil white supremacists are good at hunting us, stalking us. The evil white supremacists are evil people. They use our mistakes and inability to further discriminate against us. These criminals have penetrated all levels of the society. The media, the police, the schools, the corporations, and the government as well. They have no morals. They have all the wrong intentions. They have destructive conduct. Brothers and sisters, free from the herd mentality. Don't let them manipulate you like a herd of farmed animals. This moral code based by this evil is a destructive system to brainwash you and control our freedom of expression. Like a herd of animals, so that can control our human behavior. That destructive, manipulative abuse of power limits our growth and individuality. We need to organize ourselves. In fact, we need to be extremely organized. We need to create a loyal network that's there for each other. No matter what. We need to demand justice. We have to demand change that we want to see in the world. No justice, no peace. When have the perpetrators been fired from their public service? We want a public notification about every single demand. We must follow up case by case. We have to make sure that the perpetrators don't get away with their committed crimes. When we make a mistake, we have to pay for it, right? What about those criminals? If you want a fair society and a moral society, we have to make sure that they pay for their crimes. They want to portray us as a dangerous individuals. The truth is that they are not scared of us because we are terrifying. They're scared of us because we stand out too much. Because we are highly intelligent and smart. Our emotional intelligence terrifies them. They are scared of our knowledge. They are scared that they are becoming a minority. That's what scares them. The government is trying to deceive us. They are lying to our family and friends. They are not worried about finding long-term solutions to our social and economic problems. The government and politicians have blood on their hands. We have no income to pay the rent. We have no money to buy the groceries. We, brothers and sisters, we are being sent into poverty. And these evil white supremacists have no consideration, either mercy for our lives. They are not only taking our opportunities to grow away from us, they are also using discriminatory laws to stripe away our human rights. That's not freedom. That's not a fair European society. We have to fight back. We can't let them take our freedom and future away from us. We are united. We are strong. We are powerful. We will retaliate. This is a new era. We are part of a civil rights movement. That's not a trend. Say it out loud. The Black Lives Matter is a movement, not a trend. This systematic racist whitewash government breaks the fundamentals of our civil rights. They are experts at breaking every single one of our human rights. The most terrible fact is that they feel pleasure from inflicting us suffering and pain. Listen to this carefully. Don't believe in their evil words. Even if they act up on something, pay attention to it, because they may be interested in a profit or take advantage of our Bipoca community. Most of the people in this country have been brainwashed by the media. It's pathetic the level of arrogance and attitude that they display on the streets. They have no respect for the black people of color and Asians. They laugh at us. They make Nazi racist jokes. They tell us to go back home. They are unprofessional, dishonest, and unfriendly. We from the Bipoca community wonder if they even have human consciousness. We need to look outside of the box. We need to be smarter than them. We need to be loyal and dynamic. Remember, there are a lot of amazing people who are still thinking outside of the box. And for that reason, we must remain vigilant. Not paranoid, but vigilant. Because they will try to label us paranoid, to take us down off guard. It's important that you don't allow them to put you in a hurt. They will cut off your creativity, destroy your dreams and goals in life. They will manipulate your consciousness to make you insecure. They will control you not to be on the right side of history. They will make you feel afraid to take risks of change. They will destroy your potential to find your true self. Don't let yourself be dragged down by whitewashing manipulative tactics. You have to realize that they will try to scare you. They will say that the thing you need is wrong. They will force you to believe that making mistakes in life is unforgivable. in a lot of times, they will bring religion into that narrative. You need to break free from all of that hate. You need to find your own way. Leaving the white supremacist herd is crucial for your freedom and liberation. Pay close attention to their narrative voices. They will say that you won't be able to make it happen in life. But that's their narcissistic, evil, hard approach. Trying to brainwash and control your mind. You must not allow them to manipulate and control your mind. They will try to control you because they are afraid of your success. They don't want us to be educated because that will expose everything bad they have done to our people. Their primary goal is to limit our individuality and send us straight back into the herd. But we have to stand up and fight for our rights. We got to say no more. We have to be strong-minded, courageous, and it's important that we look out for each other. We have to protect our people from injustice and unfairness. We need to get out of the comfort zone. We need to be actively engaged in smart and relevant protests. You have to get up out of bed, find strength. Because they want to see you dead. They want to make you feel depressed. They want to hurt you, even if you are already broken down, asking for help. Get up, stand up, and fight back. Find power, find strength, and find courage to face the enemy with full strength. Say no more with full power. Don't let them kill our children. We must never allow them to kill our family members. We cannot let them hurt our friends. We cannot let them hurt our Black, Indigenous, people of color, and Asian communities. The politicians in the parliament are laughing at us. These white supremacist politicians will never serve us. The fact is that they will try to lie and deceive us. Once again, they cannot be trusted. Look at the parliament. How many people from the Bipoca communities are at the parliament legislating for us? They are whitewashed, racist community doesn't want our people to find better housing conditions. They often say that we don't integrate into their community, but we don't want to integrate into their community. The opposite is important. They have to integrate into our community, not the way around. You're not here to follow these steps. They have failed. They don't represent our people. It's our time to take the lead. They must follow us. We are the leaders. We are the future. We are the hope. We want more job opportunities. We want actual statistics on things like pay, housing, income, access to education, health, longevity, opportunity to gain credit, and much more. Our civil rights and human rights must never be broken. We want to see more politicians from the Bipoca community being supported and elected into positions of power. Remember, no price is too high to pay fighting against systematic racism. Embrace that journey, connect with the right warriors, and help each other bring that physical path, which gives you the privilege of owning yourself. Our natural human reaction is to avoid pain and suffering. We have to use these hardships in order to unite and strengthen ourselves. We are powerful. We are strong. We are able to overcome any obstacle. We have to use technology to find every single white population in the world. We need to mobilize our Bipoca communities so we no longer buy or trade with such evil corporations. If it's needed, we will starve. If it's needed, we will walk by foot. If it's needed, we will tolerate pain. And we will not support and contribute to their systematic racist economy. We need to create an online database with all of the information in that work. We have to persistently hunt every single one of them, just in the same way that they hunted our ancestors, just in the same way that they stole on each one of us every single day of our lives. We have to use technology to make sure that they will hear our voices. We from the Bipoca community need to grow spiritually together. We need to connect our consciousness and send it into a higher vibration. We need to use that powerful vibration to maximize our full potential. We need to use that strong energy in order to explore difficult paths in which lead us into becoming real warriors. We want to be influential and powerful in life. We have to stand up and fight for our rights. We have to run the extra mile. We have to put in the extra word. We have to have focus and sacrifice. Being a warrior is not an easy task, but it's one of the prices that we have to pay so we can end white privilege. We want to make sure that the white supremacists learn that they will never be superior than us. You heard me. Never ever let yourself think that they are superior than you are. In fact, they have set the barrier so low that we from the Bipoca communities are superior than these white supremacists. They are not just inferior than us, they are toxic. They feed on hatred, lies, and anger. We are better than that. We are warriors. We seek freedom. We fight for peace and social justice. We have to protect ourselves. Make sure that you're not in contact with any racist individual. Any kind of people showing signs of racist microaggression should be avoided at all costs. Don't share any information with them. Don't have empathy or consideration for them. Don't let them invade a person's space. Don't let them overwhelm you. Fight for freedom. Fight for your human and civil rights. Fight for your future. Fight for a better life. Fight for your brothers and sisters. Fight for your family. Fight for the Black, Indigenous, people of color, and Asian communities. Find strength, find concentration, find focus, and find purpose to fight. You should refuse taking the easy path. Embark on this journey on a quest for peace, equality, justice, and freedom. It doesn't matter how scary it may get. We will be there for each other when times are tough. Don't forget, we warriors are fighting for peace. Warriors don't complain. Warriors don't give up. Warriors stand up and fight. We warriors from the Bipoca communities, we are free from all psychological demands. We set the pace. We control our future and destiny. Use your consciousness to control your feelings and emotions. When they try to unbalance us, we stand up together strong, calmly, smartly, patiently, looking for weakness in order to self-defend ourselves with highly intelligent approaches. They will break the law, trying to stop us, but they don't have any chances. We will find a way to be respected, protected, and heard. This is a long-term journey, and we will move up, consolidating every single step of the way. We don't act up on any type of emotional urge. We act up on becoming highly conscious. We use passion, and we use our energy vibration to overcome any obstacle and become one nation and one people. After all, we do have consciousness. We have to use it properly, because the enemy is pure evil with no consciousness. We have powerful, higher levels of consciousness, which is great evidence of human evolution. They will never be superior than us. You heard it. They will never be superior than us. You find your way into adapting to the wide community, then they become jealous, envious, force you to pay higher rents, sexually exploit you, and take advantage from you. Look at the house rental prices. It's hyperinflated. Research who owns these properties. Yes, the white supremacists, the politicians, the foreign investors. They are exploiting our communities. Meanwhile, we have to pay higher prices for housing. We are underpaid at work. The white supremacists have even managed to earn a higher annual income. They are killing us just in the same way that they've been killing our ancestors for centuries. Open your consciousness for the truth. They are exploiting us, and they use white fragility to blame us for all of their problems. Problems they have created themselves, not us. They are oppressors, and we have to fight for liberation. The Nazi supremacists are on the rise. We can no longer be in denial. If we don't create a powerful movement to protect our people, right now, very soon, it will be too late. They are already controlling the media. They are already brainwashing the population with fake information. They are already in control of their evil Nazi anti-black and foreigner narrative. Look at how those people with no social skills speak with us in the streets, in the job center, in government buildings, in the underground, and in schools. They are arrogant, xenophobic, and they discriminate against us. They are heavily using institutional racism against us. They are breaking every single one of our civil and human rights. They are using illegal practices, reinforcing high levels of microaggressions against our Bipoca communities. They also use structural racism against us. That is done by not providing statistics on the Bipoca communities, upholding important racist laws, and they openly dismiss evidence provided by innocent victims of the Black, Indigenous, people of color, and Asians. The majority of the people in this country have unconscious bias towards our Bipoca community. They show evil signs of interpersonal racist acts, which is a destructive kind of internalized racism. There is a higher propensity towards self-hatred with individuals, reinforcing negative beliefs and ideas that don't fit in with an anti-racist narrative. After all of that, they say that they are not racist, right? Because of that, we have to fight for racial equality. It's important that we stand up and say no more to those Nazis. We leaders from the Black, Indigenous, people of color, and Asian communities demand equal and fair job opportunities. The government needs to employ a diverse workforce. The police should be diverse. We have to have more Bipoca doctors, teachers, politicians, CEOs, police officers, and we should have equal levels of influence and power. The Nazis are killing our people, and no media source on the TV news is talking about it. What kind of TV media is that? The problem is that most of the German people are still in denial. They live in denial. They also have blood in their hands. This is Germany. This is where the Nazi party started. The Nazi Germans have exported that evil ideology to the world. It's the Germans' responsibility to eradicate Nazi ideology. The German government and the German people must take action. But German politicians say a lot. But the German politicians take little action to end Nazi ideology. The far-right extreme racist ideologies are on the rise, and the packed politicians in parliament have completely lost touch with that reality. If we don't protect ourselves, they will hang us. They will destroy and invade our homes. They will illegally arrest us. They will fabricate stories. They will follow us on the streets. And they will racially profile us for the rest of our lives. Right here, in this land, in the Republic of Germany, they will humiliate, massacre, torture over 6 million innocent human beings. They have done it in the past. They are trying to do the same evil thing once again. Germany already lost 2 world wars because of nationalism. But they have not learned their lessons. They have not understood that hate brings nothing but devastation, death, and economic crisis. They are trying to revive the Nazi Party. Remember, we black, indigenous, people of color, and Asians are on the front line. If we don't protect ourselves against these barbarians, we will be the first ones to be killed, tortured, raped, discriminated against by those terrorists. Let's put this into perspective. The Nazi Party responsible for the World War I and the World War II killed over 100 million people. European colonialism has also killed over 100 million African black lives, which is more than enough evidence that we are dealing against a group of nationalist extremist individuals. They have one mission in their minds: kill, exploit, massacre, and divide the country. You don't have to be a genius to understand that their evil narrative has no room in the 21st century, right? At the moment, I have not yet seen the Muslims, Jews, Hindus, Buddhists, black, indigenous, people of color, Asians, the LGBTQ+, spiritual, and all the minority communities coming together in order to fight against white supremacy. We will only be respected. We will only have influence and economic power when we march side by side, fighting for every single one of our people. All we see is that those white supremacists, all we see is that those communities are fighting against each other, creating division, which is just what the white supremacist goals and expectations are all about. We can no longer let them divide our communities. We must put aside our differences and fight for global social justice. White people in this country must understand that they and their ancestors have blood in their hands. We have to face the real facts. We can't live in denial. They must understand that even the new generations are responsible for the damage we have caused and created against our people. They need to learn that fact in schools, in universities, and hopefully that they will never be in denial. Our warriors are not cowards. We fight for justice. And under our leadership, no one will be left behind. We will self-defend ourselves, protest, we create laws, and we demand social justice. To be a real warrior, to join our revolution, requires a different type of sacrifice. It's not for everyone. Only the one brave enough can take that journey. A challenging quest seeking for peace, unity, and equality. Only people with a good heart and good intentions are allowed to enter into our warrior community space. Before you even try to join our family, you need to analyze the primary decision of your desire to join our warrior community. Remember, it's not a trend, it's a movement. It's a loyalty, And loyalty is important here. If you have a desire to impress other people, that's not the ideal movement for you. We are not here to show up. We are together in this to fight for our civil rights, human rights. And that journey requires true loyalty, friendship, and sacrifice. We are not willing to compromise. That can be well seen as a rebellious movement. The fact is that the current political systems have failed, and compromise only gives them more power and room to exploit and lie to us. No, we want compromise. We demand that our policies are implemented immediately. They have to change their behavior. They have to give up on their racist narrative. They have to condemn their idiotic Nazi family members. They have to face up to reality and stop bothering our Black, Indigenous, people of color, and Asian communities. Because we are here to stay. We are here to take the lead, so we can have a more diverse society. We have already broken down the chains of their opinions and fears. Now we have to challenge the politicians, because they have never served us. They need to get out of their own political bubble in order to see the different experiences that the Bipoca communities are suffering on the streets. The question is, do these politicians even have consciousness? Do they have courage and strength of character to protect not only us, but the planet as well? Sadly, the politicians are living from long, talkative strategies of denial. We are tired of their destruction and lies. Without a diverse parliament, the politicians cannot be trusted. We should hold those politicians accountable for our pain and suffering, because they have blood on their hands. They have no unity. They serve our enemies. They don't act up on the laws that are set to give us freedom and protection. You see, our community has suffered so much that we have developed high states of consciousness. We are trying to live our lives peacefully. We want to feel safe. We want space. But it doesn't take long until a white supremacist find us, so they can take away our freedom, lives, income, and space. They will hunt us. They don't perceive no as a no. They have to hear us out. Means no. No means no. They have to let us live our lives. They have to find therapy, education. They need to learn that we own ourselves. We are free. We are warriors. And we will no longer accept any type of discrimination. We are willing to go as far as possible so we can protect our people, family and friends. We have higher levels of emotional intelligence. We own our bodies and minds. They don't tell us what to do, what to wear, what to eat, or what to dress. We are free. We are warriors, and we are there for each other. We have meaningful lives. We know the right direction. We smart individuals write our own history. We walk the pure and resilient paths of life, which our warriors ancestors have paved for us. We know who we are. We are unique. We have standards, morals, and good conduct. We love, we forgive, we believe in each other. We sacrifice, we protect each other. And most importantly, we are on the right side of history. Now close your eyes. Bring your awareness into your consciousness. Take a deep breath. Look for your true self within your consciousness. Search for the unique and authentic warrior inside you. You really feel that you have warrior qualities to fight for the Black Lives Matter movement.